Hey friends, welcome into my channel this morning. My name is Shary. If you're new, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, as always, welcome back. And if you are returning, and as always, you know, as soon as I start to talk, Mr. Max wanders in and wants to give us his 2 cents. Okay, I'm back. I had to get him a treat to keep him quiet for a few minutes, and he's a little bit upset with me because he hasn't had his walk this week, and I'll fill you in on why he hasn't had his walk. But in today's video, we're going to decorate some ephemera. I am working on my current journal, my Farmhouse journal, and I did get this kit from Sweet Pea Curiosities on Etsy. And so I'm pretty much using all the ephemera from her kit. If there is something I've added from anything else, I'll let you know as we go, but I'm trying to mainly stick to the ephemera from the kit. So if you want to have a little play with me today, we'll decorate a little of ephemera. We will decorate a little bit of ephemera, just have a little play, nothing big, just a little bit, and try to get this journal done here soon. So, all right, if you guys want to see that, stick around, we'll get started. All right, so I've got the signature all together. I do have a belly band in there that I still need to decorate. Some random pages, coffee dyed paper, turmeric dyed paper, avocado dyed paper. I did put my fabric flip in already, but that's it, and I haven't sewn the signature in. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I've got a little box of ephemera pockets and such ready to go, and some tags and some more ephemera in here. So it's been a little bit since I've done a video. Let me bring you up to speed on, let's start with a couple of the little tags. There's not a ton of ephemera. It wasn't a huge kit, but that's okay because you know, you can leave, oh yeah, they're in here. You can leave room for, you know, the recipient to add their own creative touches as well. So I thought those were cute. So it didn't have a ton of tags. We could always add some more. Probably not on this video. We'll just decorate these today. So I don't want this video to be too long. Well, long story short, on Saturday evening, our friends were going up the hill to do a dinner thing, and we didn't want to go because we'd had a late lunch. So we decided to go up into an area called McMurray Meadows. I just opened a new distressed ink pad and got a new stamper thing. So I hope this isn't, it's been sealed. I've had it a little while, it's been sealed, but this is Vintage Photo. So I'm hoping, I might have to spritz a little water on it, but I hope I don't, because that's a little bit of a journey for me, and we'll get into that. So, oh no, this will be fine. Look at how dark that is. Yeah, so we decided to go up to an area that our whole side, we have side-by-sides, and we can just take our side-by-sides right out from our house. Well, we were collecting some rocks for an area of a little rose garden that I have, and we have to put rocks around it because the cats in the neighborhood, well, you know what cats do. And yeah, so we're trying to keep the cats from pooping in my little rose garden so much, so we're filling it up with rocks. And so I was driving and we were heading up. I think I could fussy cut that just a little bit better. We were driving up. No, I'm not going to worry about that. Never mind, because that's on the inside. Yeah, driving up an area that we go to all the time. And there's a little bit of a slope. And I'm going to tell you, if you have a side-by-side or anything like that, it's amazing how quickly something can turn bad. So all I did was just kind of took my eyes off the road for a second. I was probably looking at the scenery because it's beautiful mountains and there's always something to look at. We're always looking for deer and wildlife. Well, my front left tire just kind of went boop. It didn't go like off the road, but just kind of slid on this little soft dirt. And so I'm like, oh shoot, what do I do? And he says, well, let's go ahead and we'll get out. And we had our dog with us. We had Max with us. And he says, let me see if I can't just get it, you know, straightened around and back on the road. So Max and I got out and we were standing there waiting for him. Well, when he went to turn the wheels to kind of correct our little offage, it tipped over. But the problem was it tipped over to a point where the two of us couldn't get it back up. He didn't get hurt, luckily. It was a very slow tip. He did not get hurt. He got the wind knocked out of him, but he didn't get hurt. And he was able to get right out. He was seat belted in and he was holding onto the steering wheel. The only real damage to the side-by-side was where the roll bar is in the very back driver's corner. It did put a dent in the roll bar, which actually, like we said, it actually did its job as a roll bar. And so we have to, and it pushed a little bit in on the tailgate, so we can't really get the tailgate open yet, but he can fix that. We just haven't gotten to that point. The dent in the roll bar probably will be there until, or if we ever just replace the roll bar with a new one. But we had no cell service because we're up in the mountains. And some of our carriers, we both have Verizon, and we've got some friends in our group that have AT&T. And whenever we go up into that area, the AT&T always gets service. And us with Verizon, we don't. Well, we didn't have service. Neither one of us had service. And so we had to walk. Not only did we have to walk, we had to walk about probably 3.5 to 4 hours out of the mountains. When we tipped, it was about 5:30. So technically we still had a good 3 hours of sunlight left. And we did have an ice chest. So we had waters, we had some seltzers, you know, like the bubbly water. We had, I think he took a couple of beers. I had a couple of hard seltzers with me. So we had ice, and water. So we had plenty as far as that goes. And we had eaten a big lunch, so we weren't really hungry. It wasn't like we was like, oh my gosh, now it's dinner time and we're starving, because we had a big late lunch. So anyway, he was in kind of a little bit better sandals than I was, but I was in my flip-flops. Good flip-flops, but flip-flops nonetheless. And at one point in our venture, I slipped it's kind of loose gravel, so my flip-flops kind of slipped, and I stumbled and I fell and hurt my knee and kind of twisted my foot. Oh, here's more. I knew I had more. Look at this, you guys. Hold on. So long, see, look at all this stuff I had, and even some of it's already made, so that's good. We'll just stick that right. I knew I had more tags. So yeah, we managed to continue walking for probably a couple more hours after that, because that was sort of fairly on in the journey that happened. And so we continued to walk, and then we finally got service, because we have a group text. So on my phone, because his was about dead, he kept just hitting it over and over and over again. And then finally, let me put my trash basket there. We heard that little shunk, and it went through. So about 8:30 maybe, one of our crew showed up, and he found us first, and we brought Max home, and then we all went back up as a group together and got the side-by-side. Well, I didn't really think too much about my foot at that time, but the next morning, and I could not put pressure on my foot at all. And we had to take a drive to go meet his mom, because he was with his other brother up in Carson. She was with his other brother up in Carson City. So we were going to take her car, meet in Walker, have a Walker burger, and then bring his mom on home. And her car's a little bit of an older car. It's older than ours, so it's a little bit older, but we wanted to surprise her. So what I'm doing now, because I'm just jabbering, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of jabbering. So we wanted to surprise her with her car. So, okay, we got it all washed, we got it filled, and I'm just putting some lace and a little tag on here and maybe a little something else. I'm not quite sure. I have some pre-made, these are all too big. There's some pre-made clusters, but those are all too big. In fact, I'm gonna stick those right here because I don't think I'll use those. So anyway, we were headed up the hill, and right at the top of Conway Summit. So before we ever made it to our destination, the radiator blew in her car, and we had to pull over and call a tow truck. So I was on my foot that day, and let me tell you what, it hurt so bad. I could hardly walk. I mean, I was hobbling so bad. Get a paper towel here. A little bit of gunk inside my lid. So yeah, I probably should have stayed home that day. Hindsight 2020. And so we and then 2 tow trucks later, because we got a tow truck, which we've since talked to AAA for, because we have premium, and we should have had a 100-mile radius for towing, and they only towed us. They said they could only tow us to Mammoth, which was about 30 miles. So our first tow we got from top of Conway to Mammoth, and then we had to call another tow service get us from Mammoth to Bishop. So 2 tow trucks, and these are big Freightliner tow trucks, so they're not little tow trucks, they're big. So 5 trips in and out of 2 tow trucks. We finally get home to Bishop, and then we get a ride back to where we left our truck at her house. So yeah, so my foot has been jacked up all week. That's why I haven't done a video. I've just been laid up on the couch. A friend of mine lent me some crutches, so I've been utilizing those. Today I don't need them. And I did get on some really comfy slippers today. So I'm just kind of bopping around on those this morning. I came in, cleaned up my craft room real cute, and organized some stuff that needed to be organized. And so I'm doing stuff, but I'm off of my feet. I'm going to punch those with the crocodile, and I may put a little bit of lace there. So anyway, yesterday, a girlfriend of mine was checking on me, and she asked if I was any better. I said, I'm really not. I said, I'd like to tell you I am, but no. But no, I'm really not. I may run a stitch through this, but if I do that, I'll do it off camera, just so you don't have to. In fact, I may, you know what, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go around here because I like sewing on the tags, so I'll show you that when I do the flip through. But I'm going to set this over on my sewing machine, let it dry, and then we'll add our third basic element of design on there with some stitching, and I'll do the same on this one. Then I'll show you a couple that I've already got made, so forgot I had a jump on that. So anyway, my girlfriend says, and my husband had said the same thing, you might really need to get that checked out. Okay, so yesterday I called my doctor's office and explained what was going on, and I'll give you one more little piece of background on me that if you're new, you don't know, and it does sort of make a difference in some of the things that happen in my days. I called my doctor's office and explained to him what happened. So they ordered an x-ray. My husband came home from work a little early yesterday, and we went and I got an x-ray, and it was negative for acute fracture, which was good. So that means I did not have a fracture. It was just basically tissue, just really strained, probably bone, just bruised. I'm going to call it tissue trauma. Oh, now my phone's ringing. It's my mother-in-law. Forgot to put it on airplane mode. She's probably checking on me. I'll have to call her back, but I do need to see if it stopped my recording. No, okay, good. Yeah, so anyway, I did go and get my x-ray, which So we know it's not broken. It's just really bruised and strained. And it's mainly the bottom of my left foot, the left side of my left foot on the underneath and the top. So it wasn't the ankle. I think it was just strained from walking, you know, 3.5, 4 hours on soft dirt in not optimal shoes. So I'm going to, in my side-by-side, make sure that every time we go out, not only do we have extra water, more than we think we're going to need, we're also going to have, even if we're wearing sandals because it's hot here in the summer, we're always going to have a pair of comfortable walking shoes. Okay, so that again, I'll sew around the edge once that dries, so that'll be cute. Not cute with little cows on there. Yeah, so that was our week, but yeah, crazy week it was. Let's look at some of what I've already done, and then we'll get an idea. So we've got some more little tests. So yeah, we're not going to get too much. I've already backed some of these with coffee dyed paper, the bigger ones, not the smaller ones. Put these in the category of smaller ones. Yeah, this video, oh, here's a pocket. Oh no, big tags. And some like bookmarks. Put those in here. Some postcards. Here's one I already decorated. Oh, okay, so here's just a little piece of an envelope that I put a little tag in. A little small tag from the kit. Ice cream soda, all flavors. It says farm. I think I need some lace or something down there. And then this cute little, it's a double tag, so that's a cute little lammy from there. So that one's pretty much done, except let's put a little bit of lace on there. So anyway, yeah, that's the story of our week and why I've been a little bit laid up, but the foot is better today. Glad to report it is better today. But I still have to be careful and not be on it too much. So I just want to put a little bit of lace at the bottom. And then, as I mentioned, if you don't know or this is your first time watching, and I've got videos on it that sort of explain more about my journey, I'm a cancer survivor of, well, it was 9 years. And then a little over a year ago, I got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. So there's information on my channel. You just have to look it up as to my journey and kind of where I'm at, what I've been through. But the only reason I mention that is because I do have to take medications that compromise my immune system, give me fatigue, things like that. So probably, you know, in my days that I wasn't battling any sort of illness like that, it wouldn't have taken as much out of me. So not only was my foot sore, I was just exhausted physically from, number one, from the walk home that night, and then the next day the drive, 2 tow truck rides home with a killing foot. I think that pretty much did me in. So now it's Wednesday as I'm filming this, and I am much better. In fact, when I get done with this, I'm going to go make myself a little bit of lunch. And wish I'd have put something underneath that, but I didn't. So we'll just set that aside to dry for now. I'm not going to sew around this. I just want it to dry. So I'm going to set it on my sewing machine. Maybe we'll do a couple of these big tags. So anyway, if you are familiar with that in any way, shape, or form, or have a family member that's gone through treatment, anything like that, you know that, you know, your immune system takes a bit of a hit. It can be kind of taxing on you certain things that wouldn't be to other people. You know, my husband was a little sore, of course, but nothing like what I had. But I think a lot of that was just because of the fact that he is not taking, because I take I take an oral chemo. Is there brain fog involved? Probably. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say, yeah, probably. So, yeah. So, you know, those things, they kind of get your system a little bit. And, yeah. So, just been a little bit of a tough week. But we're on the uphill now. We are. I'm going to look through these clusters I've made. I don't think there's anything that's going to match, but just in case there is, that one would. We've got a little turquoise there. Now, all these I was going to sew a button on, but if I use it on a tag, obviously I wouldn't do a button. And I don't want to cover him up, so chances of me using one of these are pretty slim. That's just a little piece of something. No, those are all too big. We don't want to use those right now. Put those back. Let's come over here and look in this little stash, see what we can find. Oh, I love this sari silk. This makes such great ribbons. It's so pretty. Maybe that. To reach for those. Oh, this is. I found this at the thrift store. Let me take it out of its packaging. Just a little bit of a coffee-colored seam binding, lace type stuff. I don't know where that begins and ends. Come here. A bit of that and a little bit of that. A little bit of this. A little bit of this and a little bit of this. See, that's where just the play. As Rachel, if you watch Rachel, ooh, that's kind of blue. Ooh, I like that. That's denim though. Yeah, if you watch Roxy Creation, she says she auditions her things, and I like that. That's how I feel like I kind of need to do it too. I don't know if this is anything we can use. Again, I found this at the thrift store, but it's just seam binding. That is not sewn open at this point. Oh, I like that. That is cute. And look, it's got a cute little cutout. Am I going to be able to do the same thing? So it's cut this way. Let's see how we do. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that's cute. So let's glue that on. I said I wasn't going to sew, and I think I'm going to make a liar out of myself and sew, because what I'm thinking is I want to sew this on there. I can put just a little bit of Fabri-Tac on the material, and then I'll sew right down the middle. How about that? So I'm sorry I got onto a little ramble about my week, and I hope everybody is okay. I hope this video finds you well and healthy and happy. I think this is the right side. Let me just do a quick sew and I'll be right back. I didn't even have to stand up for that. I think I've got black thread in, but you know what? I'm not even going to give that a worry. It's gonna be okay. Turn it on, Sherry. There we go. probably come back off camera and sew around the tag as well. Isn't that cute? And then let's find, come over here, trying to stay on camera. Hopefully I am. I want to find a little, ooh, there's some little bit longer words in here. Not real long, but some that were a little bit longer, weren't there? Oh, I don't want to cover up that much. No, those are too big. We'll find a little word. Or we could find just a little. Honey, that's cute. I just finished a bee journal too. And Gail's doing the cutest little country bees and farmhouse sheep. Is that a sheep or is that a lamb? Sheep. That's a goat. I would say that's a goat. Cocoon. Just looking through my stuff here. See what I have that might work on there and be cute. Don't want to repeat the pattern, but he's cute. It's got his little self. Rounds. That's a cute little oh, it's got a cute little, oh, I don't want it to be the same. Journal. That's cute since this is a journal and it's a tag and you can journal on the back. Let's do journal. Yeah, Gail's got the cutest little farmhouse, bee, flowers, really cute little journal going. Journals, I should say. Multiple journals. I'm thinking that's going to have to be sewn on as well because it's 2 levels there. Or should I just put it there? Yeah, let's just put it there because we'll sew around the edges. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. The bee journal was fun, and then a girlfriend of mine had a birthday, and I made her like a little bee, kind of a mini journal. Oh my gosh, she teared up. It was so cute. She thought it was just adorable. Her husband sent me a sweet little text, and thank you so much for the little, he called it a bee card. Oh, that's not gonna really stick too well. And so he says, she loves it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to let that just kind of dry. Doesn't look like it wants to stick, but I don't want to glue through or sew through that just yet. So I'm going to set that there to dry. Those ones are drying. We'll sew through those. This one should be dry by now. We can put him there in the back of the finished pile. This big guy, what do we want to put on him? Flea market, that would be cute. That would be really cute. I like that on there. Flea market, that's cute. So, I hope you guys have some fun things coming up for this weekend. We have my youngest granddaughter turned 3 yesterday. So we have her little birthday party on Saturday at the bowling alley. Oh yeah, I like that. We're gonna go, and I'm not gonna bowl though this particular time. I can tell you that much. Probably not going to be bowling for me, which is quite all right. We shall survive, right? Everybody else can. I'm going to kind of layer that a little bit, I think. I'll just watch everybody bowl because I don't think my foot is going to be too happy about a bowling extravaganza that day, which would be fine. They got good food. I can get me a beer or something, kick back and watch everybody. That'll be fun. I'm gonna do another little layer on there with something. I don't know what. Just kind of digging in this little basket of stuff. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Be fun to go bowling, watch everybody bowl, and go have her Aspen Poppy's 3rd birthday party. She's a nut, I'll tell you. If you know my channel, you know I have 2 granddaughters. Harper's 7 and Aspen just turned 3, like I said. And they are both corkers. Aspen's a little bit young yet to work in the craft room, but Harper loves the craft room. She'll come sit in here just for hours by herself and create and play, which of course I totally encourage. So just a little bit on, again, this will have to be sewn over. But I can let it dry. And I'm just, you know, guys, this is how I sort of go. I just go. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. It's just a flyby kind of situation. And I will just put a little bit of glue here and there because I'll sew probably right down the middle of that. Give it a little bit more texture and it'll hold it a little bit better. So that has to go in the dry and sew pile, which is now right here. And once we do it, we'll sew it around and you'll see when I do my video what the end result looks like. We've already done a few tags. Maybe let's do a postcard. Not quite sure on those. Let's do, I really like that cow. Let's do him. And then I thought maybe we could do something else. Let's see. Let's do him. What do we want to make him? First of all, let's put him, let's get him a little, we might use him for a little pocket. Sometimes I do that. Yeah, let's use him for a little pocket. So we'll do a little punch. He's already been inked, so he's good. Don't really need much on him, but just trying to think of what we could decorate him with. So I did some really neat, some more coffee dyed paper last night. Oh, this would be cute on here. And I even coffee dyed. This was an old washcloth that I crocheted and it's falling apart. So I just coffee dyed that. Lon was laughing at me. I said, well, you can use it for something. And I coffee dyed a little strip of fabric that I had. Maybe we can use that on there. Because it's not as bright as the journal, but that's because it's coffee dyed. So let's put those in there. So at least we're getting a little bit of ephemera done today, which is fun. Let's see, what else could we put here? It's kind of grungy. Maybe just a little bit of white lace. Oops. Oh, I gotta sneeze. That's the front. Cute little one. No. Been really into the little labels for some reason. Wishes, sheep, flutter. The little ticket's cute. It's kind of a big ticket though. It's too big of a ticket. Little cow. Cow on cow. Mr. Cow, I'm having a hard time finding something to put on you. How about August? Because it's going to be August here pretty soon. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. It'll be August here. Probably by the time I get this journal up for sale, it'll be August. So that actually fits in pretty good. Not sure what journal I'm going to do next. I don't have another one really in mind at this point. And I will probably sew through this as well, just to, I usually do go in and sew over my fabric just for a little extra something something. I'm gonna be getting ready for the holidays here pretty soon, girls. Start thinking, I know a lot of people probably been doing Christmas in July, but I didn't. I tried to do the Meg Journals challenge, but I couldn't keep up with it, so I didn't end up doing it. Let me get this one out. Probably adhere a little better. Yeah, so probably start thinking about some fall journals. And speaking of fall, I make candles, so I have to start thinking about getting my fall and holiday line made and ready to assemble for craft shows. And got a lot of people that buy candles from me for the holidays. And so got to get those made. We're getting usually about August. I like to do those because I like to have them ready for September. Have my fall candles ready for September and October because people are ready for fall candles by September, I find. And then I can work on a few other Christmas ones.